Hello, everyone.
Hey, Sheila.
I'm going to be quick. I'm not going to stand here and feign to know all there is to know about incarceration because I have never done any time. However, I am of the realization that there are a lot of problems that we have here in North, and mass incarceration is a part of those issues. Mass incarceration affects us not only on a social aspect, but also on a moral one. It breaks down our family fiber. It breaks down our children in their homes. Someone mentioned a little while ago something about being emotional. And I want to speak to that, if I may, for a minute. Because we don't have many female leaders, especially here in the city of North, we don't have a lot. They kind of accuse us of being emotional. And I think it's time to be emotional. In a whole household, you have a mother and a father. Those two people are not supposed to be alike. What we're watching right now in Palestine, raise your hand if that makes you emotional. That will make any human being emotional. What's going on in this prison system, it should make you emotional. Now, that doesn't mean that I need to run around crying all the time about problems, right? But what it does mean is that I deny society to tell me how I'm supposed to act and how I'm supposed to feel. They cannot do that. If I see my children getting shot and killed in the street, that hurts me. Yes, I become emotional. And so, for those of you who don't know me, again, my name is Sheila Montague. I've been a 20-year teacher here in the city of North. So for 20 years, I've dedicated my life not just to delivering instruction, but developing residents of North City via North Public Schools. As you know, we're in the fight of our lives for North Public Schools. Now, like I said, I'm not a person who can come up here and speak verbatim about incarceration. But I know that there's a very, very close link between educating a community and implementing, no one's talking. Could you guys please extend me a little bit of respect? Thank you. And implementing something that's going to help us become a cohesive unit, help us to increase the level of people that are voting here in the city of North, because that's what this is all about. They don't want us voting. They don't want our vote to count, but it does. People have died for our rights to vote. People have died for us to have rights, period. And right now we're living in days and times when it looks like our rights are being taken away. So how I have personally decided to combat that issue is to teach. And when I started, what I was doing within the school system wasn't effective as I needed it to be. I came out into the street. There are a lot of our parents who are the product of yesterday's school system. And they need guidance, and they need help. And it is our charge to help them. Now, I wear a lot of hats. One of the hats that I wear is being a Westmore district leader. And in being a district leader, it really doesn't mean anything to me except for I get a title to do the things that I like to do anyway. And some of the things that we do is that we have reading groups where we break down books together, because sometimes we don't always understand that we need to come together to do things like that in our community, ward by ward, block by block. We need to start teaching each other, and like the beautiful CA just said, we have to ban those video games. We don't watch television really in the house. Everyone has like maybe one show, but that discipline starts in the household. And if you start with the discipline in the household, it'll last throughout adulthood of that child. But guess what? Somebody somewhere already knows that. And that's why we have the problem with mass incarceration. So what I will offer you today is that we stick together, move forward on one accord, and change the lens. We will not go forward allowing anyone to tell us who we are, you're emotional, you're not smart, you're not a voter, you're not important. We're not going to allow people to tell us we don't have rights, we don't deserve rights. We're not going to allow anyone to put us in a box or categorize us. But what we're going to do is we need to prop each other up. We need to start working together again more cohesively so that we're teaching each other things. I can teach a lot of people things about literacy. I taught it for 20 years. I can't do the same thing with math. So what we do in my neighborhood, everyone knows what everyone does, so we work together in that way. Raise your hand if you live in a neighborhood like that. Not many people, because you know why? It only takes one person to have the courage and the desire to make that happen. And the charge that I would put on you today is for you to be that one person on your block.
Make that happen.
So go knock on the door. Go say hello. Everyone won't receive you with a smile, but that's okay. Because one thing I've learned over the course of the past year, every smiling face ain't an enemy, right? And everybody who's not smiling, what is smiling is not a friend. So in order to combat this situation with mass incarceration, we have to come together. Each one has to teach one. You don't need to be a teacher to teach. You don't need to be a leader with a title. I mean, you don't need. You can just say, "I am a leader." Can I hear everyone just say that? I am a leader.
I am a leader.
And then you gotta say it one more time and say it so that you feel it. I am a leader.
I am a leader.
And that's what we need to take place, because once we change the perspective here in Newark, that's when you start to change the mindset. And I think that's the biggest issue that we have. It's a mindset of being just put down so long that it's so hard to get back up. And some people, I think we put each other down because we've been put down. And in essence, I'm going to step out, I'm going to say something else. We are a broken people. All of us are broken in one way or another, in one way, form, or fashion. But again, we can't allow that to define us. Our weaknesses are the things that we should put the most muscle and strength behind to push our community forward, because we need that. You know, we were blessed in the way that we have a lot of leaders in this city. We have a wonderful mayor now that's taking charge. And I think he's doing a fantastic job, and I support him all the way. Even though I wasn't a big fan of Cory Booker when Cory Booker was here, I got to commend him on the REDEEM Act that he's working on right now. I think it's a fantastic thing. Well, I think the legislation is needed. The legislation is definitely needed. And you know, and I think it's a good thing. So again, I think what we have to do is we have to support each other. We have enough people and enough money behind putting each other down. Okay? So with that being said, I just want to say thank you to NABC for having me here today. I want to say thank you to Pop, because although I'm a member, I'm a student. I learned so much with Pop. Thank you especially to Chairman Ham. And as we move forward, I just want to invite you, if you're someone sitting here that's not already a part of one of those two groups, and forgive me if I left out any group that I don't know of, but please be a part of the group in our city. Please be a part of teaching and learning in our city. Please continue to just stand strong and be a part of our community. Thank you.